We were wondering about this with LeBron James, that LeBron James is 33 years of age. LeBron has been a household name for 16 years. He's been a household name almost as long as he hasn't been a household name, because when he was 17, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And he's been under the microscope ever since then. He's been famous worldwide for 16 of his 33 years. And when he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, like he's the king. Like this is the next great player. It's the next Michael Jordan. And he seemed very comfortable in his skin in being that and becoming a whole lot more. He's got success. He's got power. He's got power with Hollywood. You look at the money, everything. He has everything. He's one of the power brokers in sports. So when LeBron was talking about President Trump and critical of President Trump, Laura Ingraham from Fox said that LeBron should just shut up and stick to dribbling. Now, she did say that, for somebody who left high school a year early, which he didn't, so I don't know what kind of information she got, but right away, you're already losing your credibility or some of it when you're saying, shut up and just dribble a basketball. For somebody who left high school a year early, you shouldn't be, talking about anything other than basketball. And here's the issue. Look, Fox can put on whoever they want to talk about these issues, and that's their programming. I'm fine with that. Same thing I do. I put on who I want to put on. For so many years, we wanted Michael Jordan to speak up about injustice, and Tiger Woods and Derek Jeter, right? Jim Brown, the Hall of Fame running back, famous for calling out, Tiger and Michael Jordan. Like, why don't you speak up about social injustice? Why don't you speak up about these things that affect our community? So LeBron does that, and then Laura Ingraham tells him to shut up and stick to dribbling a basketball. You can't have it both ways here. I love the fact that LeBron James put himself out there. If Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods and Derek Jeter weren't comfortable, that's fine. That's on them. I don't even have to agree with what one of these athletes says. I don't have to agree with what Colin Kaepernick does or says. Malcolm Jenkins. I don't have to agree with it, but I have to look at it and understand that you're putting yourself out there. You're willing to be involved in the conversation. You're looking, is there a solution? Can I just sit here and just play a game? Then if you don't say anything, then somebody's going to say, how do you just play basketball and you don't care about these social issues? You don't care about gun laws or the NRA so these athletes are put in a real conundrum there. Are you going to say something? And if you don't, why not? And then if you do, hey, why don't you just stick? And look, I'm sure somebody is texting or emailing me now or tweeting me now to say, hey, why don't you just stick to sports? Well, this is sports. These are our athletes. We talk more about what is real in the world because of sports. Sports is the vessel that allows us to talk about these issues. We talk about race or religion. We talk about culture. And in other parts of life, we don't do that. We're afraid to talk about that. But LeBron James, if he wants to say something, I'm glad he did. Here's what his response was to Laura Ingraham from Fox to tell him to shut up and stick to dribbling.
We will definitely not shut up and dribble. I would definitely not do that. I mean too much to society. I mean too much to the youth. I mean too much to so many kids that feel like they don't have a way out and they need someone to help lead them out of the situation they're in.
He's not fireable. Like he employs people. He's not losing his job by speaking up. If the commissioner has an issue where he says somebody has gone a little too far or what your, critiques are, this isn't where he's employed by ESPN and Jamel Hill is going to say something about the president. Her job could be in jeopardy or maybe was in jeopardy. LeBron's job is not in jeopardy. But I applaud him for the willingness to say something instead of putting his head in the sand and then going about his business, basketball business. So Laura Ingraham says, well, why don't you come on my show? That's so phony to do that. Hey, I really don't know who you are and what you do, but you dribble a basketball and you make a lot of money. Hey, could you come on and help out my show? Now I want you to talk. Like, what changed that now you want him to come on your show and talk? Yes,
because it was just a week ago that she didn't value his opinion and said, this is what you get when you listen to people who make $100 million to bounce a basketball. Now all of a sudden, this is a viable topic for a show and a good discussion to have. It's so phony.
But the research is shallow on that. That's the sad part of it. Is, if you understand what LeBron James, the environment he grew up in a household with no father. He's married, got children, inner city, what he's done with the school systems there. I mean, I shouldn't have to go down the resume, but if she went down his resume, then you can say, I'd love to have you on to talk about this. But when you denigrate him and then you go, hey, why don't you come on the show and talk? Wait, you didn't care about my opinion, but now you do. All right. No, I think it's easy to go, oh, you just play basketball. Oh, you just talk sports. You're a person. You're a citizen. You're a husband. You're a father. You're a businessman. And it's not the opinion. It's that you have the ability, the right to be able to say that. And it goes back to Colin Kaepernick. When people go, why do you hang his jersey in your man cave? And I said, well, I respect somebody who's willing to put themselves out there. I may not like everything that he said, and I don't like everything that he said. I didn't like the socks that he wore, depicting, police officers as pigs, or the Fidel Castro T-shirt. Those were messages that it felt like diluted what he was really trying to say. But I respect somebody who is going to say something in a situation like that. And never viewed it as somebody who was desecrating the flag. He wanted the most eyeballs on what he was doing, and he chose to do it at that moment. Do I think that he was anti-military, anti-America? No, I didn't. That doesn't mean I like everything that he did in his approach, but I do respect these athletes. And it's the same with LeBron James. He's willing to do it, and I respect that.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.